Shut up. I love the lesbians. Thank you, Jacinda, for your lovely words, and thank you for being our guiding star. E ngā iwi, e ngā roa, I rau rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I'd like to bring my friend Victoria Kelly out because she's got dulcet tones and she's going to speak my words for me.
David Byrne says that you have to write lots of crap songs to get a good one out. He's right. Being a songwriter can be the most frustrating, exacting, soul-stripping, yet gratifying, collegial, and valuable of pursuits. There's a certain intimacy that develops between people who make music together that I don't think exists in any other environment. I'm sure we all feel the same way, that when it's working, there are a few more awesome experiences to be had than making music. How lucky I feel to be a part of our music whānau. As a nation, I think we do pretty well at it too, because New Zealand is so geographically far away from literally everywhere in the world. There's a boldness, a disregard for comparisons, a confidence to bravely go into uncharted territories that exists in the heart of Kiwi creators, whether they are artists, writers, filmmakers, musicians, or lately, politicians. There's a take-no-prisoners approach that is very healthy, and I think we should take pride in that and nurture it, because we definitely help set creative standards for the rest of the world. All of the people I'm inspired by the most have something in common, an inquiring and open mindset. It's what I thank my mother and father for teaching me and my siblings. They were always curious and would invest time in discovery through reading or travel or conversation. There was always something new to learn and always another way to look at things. When I lost my voice, it was a crying shame. I struggled not just with the loss of my singing voice, but also, because it takes time to get a sentence out, my razor-sharp wit and Mensa-sized brain was not so obvious. But channeling my parents' approach, I became heavily involved in APRA, and that has gone a long way to filling a big hole in my heart, because I get to be part of a business that collects royalties and distributes them to all of you, you world-class, unique, trailblazing songwriters. On that note, I want you to know how lucky you are to be in the hands of your new CEO, Dean Ormston, and your valiant New Zealand leader, Ant Healy, and the extraordinary teams that they run. APRA is lauded the world over as the best of the best collection societies. I didn't write this part. We have a point of difference from the rest of the world that also exists in our music makers, and I would urge you to keep tapping into that. When you're doing your co-writes or sitting alone in your writing world, remember the importance of keeping your unique essence. Wherever you may roam, carry your Māori order with you. Keep the connection. It's always very scary to name names because the risk of leaving someone out. But I'm going to recognise just a few people relevant to my Kiwi musical experience. So for the part that you played in getting me to this point, however big or small, thank you too. Anderson's Theatre Restaurant in Hamilton. For hiring me, a 15-year-old bedroom singer in a caftan with a guitar, 2 original songs and a bunch of covers. Greg Knight for expanding my knowledge of music and guitar chords. Stephen, Co and Les from my very first band, How's Your Father? Tina, Andrea, Sally, Bronnie and Katie, together known as the Widemouth Frogs, New Zealand's first all-girl pop band.
And Kelly Blood.
Oh yeah. Arthur Basting and Fane Floors for writing Tears, with its 7. And here there's brackets saying, put in a number, Victoria. And I'd just like to share an anecdote where there was a collection of amazing New Zealand female songwriters together a few weeks ago, and we put the song on and we counted them, and there are 7. 7 key changes in Tears. And the other crocodiles, Bruno Lawrence, Tina Matthews, Tony Backhouse, Ricky Morris, Jonathan Zwartz and Peter Dasent. Nick Bollinger, Karen Hay and Chris Burke for their unwavering support and knowledge of Kiwi music. And for reasons too numerous to mention, Mike Chun, Neil Finn, Sharon Finn, Tim Finn and Dave Dobbin. This career path has always been entertaining. If I was still a teacher, I probably wouldn't have had the experiences I've had. Saving Michael Hutchence from the extremely amorous advances of Freddie Mercury, for one. Or being told by George Harrison that I should put all my money into real estate, even though I didn't have any money. Or ducking Taliban missiles in Afghanistan while sound checking on the back of a truck. Or playing the world stages with the likes of Tears for Fears, Paul McCartney, INXS, Julian Lennon, The Cure, Queen, Prince. Or more importantly, helping fight the good fight for copyright protection in the halls of the Australian Parliament. The point is, if you open your heart and mind, if you stay curious, if you're a seeker and remain committed, anything can happen. I want to especially thank my Paul and my family and dear friends who came tonight, because there is no one luckier than me when it comes to the love and support that I get. I never, ever take it for granted. I'm deeply appreciative of this award and even more deeply humbled given the company I'm now keeping.
So, thank you, APRA, for making me just a little bit legit. Thank you.